Hello, I'm Channaban Kapoor. I'm going to discuss my solution to the lead code problem, the kth factor of n. It's today's daily challenge in lead code. The problem definition is straightforward. As it says, we need to find the kth factor of n, where n and k are given. If the number of factors of n are lesser than k, then we need to return a -1. Right, so there is a simple method. I think even a fourth grader also learns this one. Incidentally, my son is studying in fourth grade, and a couple of days back I showed him this method to find the factors of a number n. So the method is kind of very simple. Let me take a couple of examples. Suppose if n is say 28, the way to find factors is, okay, start with 1. 1 is always a factor, but yeah, let's still list out 1 as a first factor. And keep looking for the next integer, say, or the next natural number. So 2. 2 divides 28, so 2 is also a factor. And then you check for 3. 3 does not divide 28, but 4 divides 28, so 4 is a factor. By the way, when 4 is a factor, 4 times 7, 4 into 7 is also 28, right? So 7 also must be a factor. So that's why 4 and 7 are kind of in pairs. Similarly, 2 and 14 are also in pairs. 2 into 14 is 28. And trivially, 1 into 28 is also in pairs. But yeah, how is this information helpful is, so after 4, when we try with 5, 5 does not divide. But we don't have to try even 6, because 6 into 6 is already 36, and that is more than 28, right? 6 into 6 is greater than 28. So that means any factor we are going to find after this are going to be already paired with the factor before this, right? So that's how we can find it. And they are in pairs here. There are 6 factors. So if k is any value from 1 to 6, we can always find it, right? We can always figure it out. And also, to find the factors, we are stopping at a point which is kind of, roughly this square root of n. So we need to find only the square roots, the factors which are less than or equal to square root of n. Actually, there is one special case when n itself is a perfect square. Say, for example, n is say 25. In that case, 1 is a factor, and because of 1, there is a 25 also is a factor, and 2 is not a factor, 3 is not a factor, 4 is not a factor, but 5 is a factor. But if you see, 5 squared is 5 into 5 is 25. That's why this is not in pairs, right? This happens when n is a perfect square. So 6, we when we reach 6, we can figure out 6 squared is already more than 26. So we don't have to even try further, right? Because there won't be any other factors, all right? Or actually, there won't be any other new factors. So all of them are going to be paired with already a factor before that, right? Some numbers are going to have a lot of factors. Say, for example, 36. So 36, 1 is a factor. Because of 1, 36 is also a factor. And 2 is a factor. Because of that, 18 is a factor. And 3 is also a factor. Because of that, 12 is a factor. And then 4 is a factor. Because of that, 9 is a factor. And then 5 is not a factor, and 6 is a factor, but 6 is a square. 6 squared is 36. That's why it's a single factor. So when when n is a perfect square, there are odd number of factors. When n is not a perfect square, there are even number of factors. And for our method, we don't have to find all the factors. We can only find the factors up to the square root of n, right? So that way we are going to stop at the mid here, right? So in this case, these are the factors we can find, right? So we can only obviously list out the factors in an array. And if k is lesser than or equal to this number, we can directly return. If it is not, we can always find, right? So suppose let's take 28 as the example. So after we find first 3 factors, we're going to stop and see. We realize that the number of factors are actually 6, not just 3. So if k is in the range of 1 to 3, we can say the factor is already, like, we found it. But if it is, say, more than that, we can now know the number of factors and then figure out the corresponding one, right? It is going to be, the number of factors in this case, 6 minus k itself. That is going to be the index. But yeah, when you find the index, suppose we want to find the fifth one, say k equal to 5. So what we need to see is we are going to find the corresponding one, which is 2. So n divided by 2 is 14, and that's going to be the fifth factor in this case. right? So that's the method I'm going to use. So if you see here, I don't, so we sequentially or linearly go from say 1 or 2 and then go only up to square root of n. And each time we take constant time to figure out whether the number divides n or not. So the amount of time we need is like big O of square root of n. All right. So that's the time we need. And space wise, we need to remember only half of the number of factors. So the number of factors within the square root of n is going to be the space requirement. All right. So let me use this method and then code. It's going to be pretty fast, knowing that we don't have to go till n. We just have to stop at square root of n. All right. So look at this code. So initially, I just took this special one case when k equal to 1. We don't have to find all of these things. We can just immediately return 1 as the answer. And then I'm going to initialize the vector factors. Anyway, the first factor is already 1, so I already initialize with that. And from divisor 2 onwards, I keep trying in this while loop. And whenever I divides n, so we have a factor. So that's why I'm going to add it or append it to the list of factors. Right? But divisor keeps incrementing every time. So now I have an array size here. So the difference between the array size and the number of factors is we only stop at square root of n. All right. So the array size is factors of factors dot size. If k is lesser than or equal to the array size, we already have the answer in the array itself. So I'm going to return. Otherwise, if I come down here to line number 22, that means k is definitely more than the array size. Now we know the factors, the number of factors. So I'd start with number of factors as twice of the array size. But if n is a perfect square, the number of factors is going to be one lesser than that, because the one in the middle is going to repeat, right? So that's why I'm going to reduce by 1 if n is a perfect square, right? That we can easily figure out by the last factor. If the square of the last factor we have found, if the square of that is going to be n, so then it's a perfect square. So now we know the factors count. If k is greater than the factors count, as a special case, we're going to return -1. Otherwise, now the corresponding factor in this factor vector is going to be at the index factors count minus k. And if I divide n by that number, we're going to get the actual factor, right? Suppose if 4 is the corresponding factor for n equal to 28, so we already figured out 7 is the factor we need to find. So 28 divided by 4 is going to be 7 in that case, right? So if you see here, this is the only while loop we have. This is gonna run for big O of square root of n time, right? And that's good enough here. All right. Anyway, n is really small. N is at the max only 1000. So that's why this should take negligible amount of time, right? Let me submit and see how much time it takes. Right. So yeah, this takes negligible amount of time, right? So but yeah, this method is kind of from a 4th grade book. So if you know any other methods, let me know. Especially if you want to save space, if there is a better method, you can let me know that. All right. So yeah, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and keep solving a problem every day. Thanks for watching.